how to deal with a baby with a flu or a cold. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in today. If you are new here, my name is Margie. Make sure you subscribe if you like this content. So today I'm going to dive in and talk about how to deal with a baby with a flu. This is actually from my motherhood experience, and until you get a baby who has a cold, you just don't know how desperate you are for solutions. So I'm going to give you some of the few tips that worked for us, and I hope that they are going to also help you and your baby as they recover from the flu. So tip number one, make sure that you keep your baby warm. Just the same way as an adult, when you get a cold, you feel very cold, like you can get fever. Ensure that your baby is warm, especially baby's feet. If your baby is one who moves around, double up on the socks, make sure they wear rompers. Just keep your baby extra warm than you would have when they were not sick. But also make sure that you check that you've not overdressed them, because the temperatures actually keep fluctuating. But it's a very important thing to keep your baby warm. Point number two, which I actually didn't know, is that you're not supposed to use antihistamines, just the medication that adults actually use, like Zytec, etc. Those antihistamines, you're not actually supposed to use them unless prescribed by the doctor. But even after my visit to the hospital, the first question they asked me is, did you give the baby anything? I hope you didn't give him antihistamines. So avoid such medications, especially for small babies, unless your doctor advises. The only medication, and this is not to be construed as medical advice, the only medication that you're actually allowed to give your baby is paracetamol, just to manage the fever. And you know how you get a headache sometimes when you have a cold, and babies can't actually communicate that. So make sure you are giving paracetamol or painkillers that your doctor prescribes on a schedule. Like if it's every 6 hours, make sure you just give the baby, so that you can be able to manage the fever or the headaches. Another thing that helped us was when it was too much, we could actually give him a warm bath just to refresh his body. I know that when babies get colds, as parents, you actually avoid showering. You can skip a day just to ensure that the baby is warm and everything. But sometimes that fatigue, and you just need to refresh your body, and you will feel okay sometimes, even as an adult. So giving the baby a warm bath with maybe drops of essential oil like eucalyptus can really help. If you don't have that, it's okay. Just make sure that the bath is very warm. Which brings me to the next point. After the warm bath, massage your baby with the baby oil. And something else that helped us that we were adding to our massage oil is baby Vicks. If you don't have it, I think this is a very good investment. So this is how it looks. It's called Baby Rub Cosmetic Vicks for soothing and relaxing baby massage. So this is a cosmetic product, but it really helps to calm your baby, and it's only recommended for babies above 6 months. So we would apply this, add it to our massage oil, the baby's massage oil, and massage his chest and the back area. And it really helped. I would also massage his feet, and you'd find that even after such a bath and a massage, they'd actually sleep better if they were not sleeping. So constantly massage the baby, even if they're not showering, just massage the area, the chest where it's congested, with such a baby rub, and it's going to go a long way to ease the congestion. Another thing that I was actually using that my mom gave advice was Kaluma. I feel it's a bit strong for babies, but if you take a small tiny portion and just add it to your baby oil, and then you massage, and also massage their feet. it goes a long way. These massages really help to ease congestion, because these massage oils have some menthol, and you know how that helps when you have a cold. So you massage the chest, the back, and the feet, and then you layer up with socks and warm clothes. It's going to really help your baby to relax, especially with the fatigue that they experience during a cold. Another thing that we were using is inhalation capsules, which I would advise you to actually use. For example, for us, we were using the Cavol tablets. Is it tablets? Capsules. Actually, we were actually putting on his sleeping area, or sometimes during the day we would just put on his bib so that he can inhale, and very slowly you'll feel that they become decongested as the day goes by, or even as the night goes by. And this is a tip that will help you not only when your baby has a cold, but when you feel that they're getting congested more often and the cold is on their way. You just start such simple treatments that can help to keep the flu away or manageable. Another tip that really worked for us, especially the people who were his primary caregivers, like who were with him during the time, is applying this massage oils on ourselves. Like I would take Kaluma, which is a menthol balm, so I'd apply it on my chest area, because I knew he's eventually going to want to be carried like this. So if you find like you have a strong one, don't apply it on your baby, but apply it on yourself. So with time, he just keeps inhaling as you hold him. Even when you go to bed, it makes work so easy for a baby who maybe would find that this is so strong on their skin or anything. So massage it on you, then carry your baby, and very slowly you'll feel that they're getting decongested. Another tip that actually works, and it's very interesting, I don't know the science behind it, is onions. Cut an onion, slice an onion, and place it next to your baby, whether it's next to the sleeping area or just in the living room where he or she is sitting or lounging, or you're carrying them. Cut the onion and place it next to you. This hack works wonders when your baby has a blocked nose. In a few minutes, you would realize that he can actually breathe better. I don't know what's the magic, but even for adults, I hear that onions work pretty well. So please try it, then come and thank me later. So another very important item that you need to have when your baby has a flu and is very congested is the saline nasal spray. Now we have the spray and we also have drops, especially if your baby is smaller. So you insert the spray or the drops in the nose, and then once you have sprayed the nose, use an aspirator. We used to use this when he was super small. If you don't have an aspirator, please get a nose frida. This is a nose frida. So before I used to use this and it used to work well, but he was smaller. But now as he grew, and now when we were into the cold season in the midst of it, this is what actually worked better. So we would actually spray his nose with the saline nasal spray, both of them, and then you take the nose frida, put it in your mouth like this, and then you put this part on their nose, and then you suck out the mucus. This nose frida actually works better because the mucus that comes out of it is so much, it's a lot than the aspirator. So it was a very good investment that we made, but we made it in the thick of things. So just have it just in case, because babies are known to have common colds like under the age of 5, very many of them, because their immune system is actually building up. Another point that we were also advised by the pediatrician is breastfeed as much as possible. If you are a breastfeeding mom, breastfeed as much as possible. If you're not, the main point is to hydrate. Keep the baby hydrated, give them water. If they're on formula, keep giving them. Fluids are much more important than solids when babies have a cold. So actually, we were told to prioritize giving liquids. If you didn't want food, you don't force. But if your baby is also is open to taking food during that season, like my baby was open to taking food, just make sure that you decongest them so that swallowing is not a problem, because he would vomit because he's blocked and he's struggling to swallow and everything was just too much, but he wanted food. So my point here is prioritize the liquids, and then if your baby is actually open to solids, give them a bit of the solids, but make sure they are not congested because that causes the vomiting. Yeah, so breastfeeding helps building the immune system. But if you are not a breastfeeding mom, then the point is to hydrate a lot. That will go a long way. Another key point is that elevate the baby's sleeping area. It's very difficult for them to lie flat. If you're not using a pillow, just use a flat pillow to raise that area to make the breathing better for them. Now, I don't know about you, but the first few days that we were in the cool season, my baby refused actually to sleep on the bed. They become extra needy and just want to be carried and just cuddled up. So we would hold the baby and I would actually sleep on the recliner like the whole night. It's so tiring. It's so tiring. But what I learned is that if you elevate his sleeping area, then it's going to make recovery and breathing even easier at night. And you can also warm that area with a hot water bottle, a warm place, because they just want to feel warmth. But if your baby wants to be carried, go ahead. That is the season that they just want to be held and cuddled. Another point that I have is if you have a humidifier, we didn't have one, but I hear they work quite well. Just put some eucalyptus oil and make sure that the baby inhales. You stand with them. What I did for me, because I didn't have the humidifier, I had hot water in a bucket with steam coming up. Then I'd put the eucalyptus drops. Then I'd just stand around there carrying my baby. And in the process, you can feel like their nostrils are opening up. You just stand there for a while and inhale the steam. Just make sure it's not so close to burn, but it's at a distance. So make sure the water is very hot for the steam to actually come up. But that goes a long way. That's a DIY if you don't have a humidifier. If you have, I think it might help to put it in the room where the baby is, and add the eucalyptus oil so that as they are there, they can easily breathe from the steam that's coming out and decongest their nostrils eventually. Another point that I learned is for decongesting, if you have a hot shower, just let it run for a while in the bathroom, and then that steam that usually covers the room, enter with the baby and just stand there so that they can inhale and feel the warmth. It goes a long way to just help to unblock the nostrils. And with time, within 7 days, 5 days, you'll feel that your baby is getting better. So hang in there. But as you hang in there, I think these tips will go a long way in helping you. Which tips have actually worked for you from the ones that I've mentioned? I'd be very curious to hear, so that if we get to the flu season, we can incorporate yours as well. So please share in the comments down below. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it informative. Make sure you subscribe and like it and share it with someone else who needs it. Until next time, bye bye.